When talking about female leaders, Paul warns about women who usurp authority over men. It sounds unlikely that women could usurp authority or exercise dominance over men in a world where men ruled every aspect of life. But actually, pious Jews were afraid of women in three key areas of life. Every day, women baked bread and made the dough offerings, and every week they lit the Sabbath lamp on Friday nights, and every month they became the source of menstrual uncleanliness. These seem like minor matters to us, but in the Jewish world they were very serious for any pious Jewish man who was married to a wife who was not trustworthy. If a dough offering was not separated out, then the household bread contained a holy portion that warranted death if eaten by a non-priest. If the lamp wasn't lit before the Sabbath started, then they'd have to eat their special Sabbath meal in pitch darkness. If his wife didn't warn him about her menstrual status, he would become ritually unclean merely by sitting on the same couch as her. The rabbis put the fear of God into women, literally, by teaching them this saying: women die in childbirth for 3 reasons: because they are not meticulous in the laws of menstrual separation, of dough offering, and of kindling the Sabbath lamp. That is, if wives neglected any of those 3 key duties, then God would punish them by letting them die in childbirth. Paul undermines this saying by reversing it at the end of this chapter in Timothy. Instead of women will die in childbirth if these 3 things, he says women will be saved in childbirth if, and instead of listing 3 things that women must do, he lists 3 things that women should be: full of faith and love and holiness. Women were not the best people to lead a church in Paul's day. They lacked education, so the only way they could have a major influence was by manipulation or bullying, which is often resorted to by poor teachers. Paul didn't think they were incapable of teaching. After all, he said that they should teach the younger women about their household duties. What they couldn't do was teach men. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. One thing to note in this ruling is that teaching implied authority. To teach men implied authority over them, which was totally contrary to the prevailing culture of the time. Today's teachers, of course, are completely different. Teachers used to convey knowledge to their pupils in a form that they could memorize, so that they could quote it on the authority of their teacher. A teacher today is someone who collects information and conveys it in a way that promotes understanding and healthy skepticism about things that are uncertain. A teacher today is not regarded as having an importance or authority that is superior to their pupils. In fact, any university student who does not question what their teacher says is considered to be inadequate or lazy. Now, I'd better come clean and state my opinion. I do not accept the authority of any woman's preaching. And I do not accept the authority of any man's preaching. I will only accept preaching that is based on the authority of the Bible. Today, both the church and society have listened to Paul's plea that women should be educated and trusted, because there is no male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Women do not yet hold the same number of high-ranking positions as men, but those who do are equally competent and respected in almost all institutions, except some churches. Paul would rejoice today that the situation has changed and women are no longer mistrusted and uneducated. But he would be horrified to see that in the church we are still acting as though they are. God bless.